It's Jer, and today I was hoping I could show you Slice and Dice again, but this time maybe I'll get into a harder difficulty. Last time we looked at the Heaven difficulty mode just to check out the tutorial, um, and you can see we got to level 6. Just to give a brief overview, we talked about the curses and blessings. So in Heaven, you get 20 points of blessings, or you can kind of think of it like negative 20 points of curses. In easy, I want to say, let's just go into it and look real quick. Okay, you get one blessing. So the set amount, it's not a set amount actually, but probably you can choose one that's about 7 typically. I, I, I don't want to say that just because that's the number I just saw, but I'm pretty sure in the past that's what I've seen. So you get one blessing. Um, Something like maybe let's say between 5 and 10. So this is 20, 5 and 10. When you get to normal, um, it being normal, there's actually no curses or blessings. It's just like the base game, which makes sense. There's a nice symmetry there. Um, Hard is 10 points of curses. Is that right? No, one curse. Yeah, one curse. So that could be, oh, in this case, 4. So not too much worse than normal. And then unfair, where things, the difficulty really gets cranked up. I mean, when it says hard, it is very hard. And unfair is like almost on the edge of when you first play it, seemingly impossible. But like, if you're really getting better at the game, actually, I bet there's people that can streak it. I haven't actually looked that up, but it's pretty reasonable. So in unfair, you choose 10 points of curses. I'm just taking a look at what that would look like real quick. So 0 out of 10, and you can get blessings here too, but they're actually somewhat rare. You don't always get one. You can refresh um, to get a different set, but you can only do it once, which is interesting. That way you can't just keep re-rolling forever. But what I want to try to do is I've been playing. I beat unfair once. I guess I beat each difficulty mode: easy, normal, hard, and unfair. And then I'm not. I think maybe I'll get back into unfair at one point, but I'm not really the kind of person that likes playing the same thing over and over again. Like I'm not a big completionist, 100%er. For some reason, the idea of playing the same difficulty that I've already beaten doesn't seem as interesting as trying something else. And so then we get into brutal, and we're actually kind of like in, let's call it RNG bullshit area, because in brutal, which we'll just take a look at, it gives you a warning. But where this is not intended to be possible, I'm just having fun. Maybe it's beatable on some game modes. So I took a look at this and I'm like, yeah, this is kind of bullshit. Like, you got to choose 20 points of curses. So just taking a quick look at what that might look like, we could choose middle death, which means we don't even get our middle character. We only have 4 characters. Reanimated bosses, which won't be too bad at first, but for each boss we fight, and there's 5 of them, uh, it will generate another monster called a bones, which is not that hard, but by the end there'll be 5 extra enemies, and the final boss is already like insanely hard, right? And then you could also choose, like, let's say 2 more things, right? Uh, won't read all of them just yet, but like already these things are crazy. Um, so I'll look at this and maybe think about this actually for a minute, what I want to do. But basically, let's see if I can get any any progress in Brutal. I've been playing it a lot actually, so it's kind of like at the same time it's RNG bullshit that potentially you're just wasting a lot of time. Maybe this is stupid, but at the same time, something about trying to face a challenge in a game that's not actually meant to be beatable. Like it could potentially be beatable, and I've read that people have even beat like one time the next difficulty level, which absolutely seems impossible. But like with the very perfect combination of art of like blessings and curses and RNG, apparently is possible. And maybe even the stuff that was beatable that they beat it with, I think is not even in the game anymore. Like it was removed because it was not balanced. So maybe it's actually impossible now. Who knows? But this one's just on the more along the border of like this seems really like it might be impossible, but like maybe, just maybe, like if you get the right rolls and this happens, and yeah, maybe that's a waste of time, but for some reason that's really compelling, and I can't stop playing it. So I just really wanted to show it to somebody. So let's take a look and actually go in depth on these curses and see what we have. So wanded, that would add single use to the two left sides. So it's just two sides. If we added wanded to everything, that would be absolutely miserable. Maybe this is okay, but for 4, it doesn't feel great. Expensive spells, everything costs 1. That means their burst is going to cost 3. That's a little bit painful. And there's some nice 1-cost spells that are going to cost twice as much now. Let's see. Add Goblin, 11 through 20. So a lot of the curses, some of the curses are bad early, and some of them are bad late, and some are bad the whole time. So maybe I'll focus on curses that are going to be bad late. Part of the reason you would want to do that is you start to get a lot of power from the items and your combos and synergies there. So potentially, if you kind of like have this explosive power out of, and exceed the power curve with your items, and you just get a really good combo there, you're really like, you have a good chance of beating basically anything. Um, I have had some good combos in the game, but there's so many challenges the game throws at you that it's not really like guaranteed. So we could try to focus on things that are a little bit late in the game. The only problem is this is actually pretty annoying. This character has 5 HP, and they're going to be added to 10 levels in the late game. But we could reanimated bosses. That also is terrible, but it's not going to affect us until the first boss at all. So potentially, that's okay. What is this? -1 to all sides on one character. I just hate that. I mean, making your characters weaker just feels so bad. So, yeah, do I want to go with expensive spells or monster HP? +1 HP for each 5 base HP. Oh, okay. Actually, middle death is kind of miserable. Like, what if I went with this? I don't really like it, but could also go with this. So I went back, like earlier I was mentioning, I prefer attack over shield and healing. Offense being the best defense really seems to be the case in this game, at least right now, or at least the way I play it. So things that make the monsters do more damage, or make my characters like damaged or whatever, I actually don't care so much about that, because my goal is to just kill everything like as fast as possible, but in the late game, potentially in turn 1 or 2. So potentially I could live with that, and this just makes the monsters like easier to kill. So in this case, so if we look at this, if we ignore reanimated bosses and add Goblin, then the difficulty of this is about on par with unfair until we get to like the first boss, and then we'll see how this goes. So just reviewing, I think we did. What's funny is you can actually choose more than 20 points. Like sometimes things don't always add up right, and you're like, you have to go over 1 to get what you want, so you're at 21, or you could go as high as you want, really. Like it's not going to stop you. But what's weird is like doesn't actually tell me the total, so I just have to like do some quick math and just remind myself that actually, yeah, so it's 20. So let's see what we have. We start out, we have Dabble, Brigand, Squire, Acolyte, and Initiate. I don't think I've had Dabble a lot. Seems decent. I really like the vulnerable on whatever character has Scoundrel or whatever, but this 3 damage Exert is pretty good to start out with. Of course, it's going to leave us in a bad spot on turn 2, but we could live with this. I got some damage on my Squire, which is good because he only has 1 damage face. This has Focus, Yeah, everything on the left is single use, left two sides. But so focus is if I do it, if I target the same thing that was previously targeted, I get double damage, which is, should be actually in this case 3 damage here and then 2 more with the squire should kill the wisp. That is important because the wisp has some summons here, summon bones. These summons are generally gonna really ruin your day because you didn't deal with this monster, now you have to deal with more monsters, and then they're going to keep pumping these out over and over again. And there's been some situations where I feel like a +2 curse where the I forgot what the name of it is or what the value is, but obviously it has to be high value, like basically +2 to all of the faces on all of the monsters. Very powerful, but usually I can deal with it. I can't deal with it when I get a bad roll and it ends up like a +2 here would summon 3 bones, so 3 enemies on one turn, and like I can't deal with that. So like, part of that is luck. Part of it is there's some ways to kind of counter that before it happens. Gonna go with the mana on Alkalite. So on Dabble, can so you can kind of like line it up based on the color. I think there's also a way to like vertically line up the dice, but I haven't figured that out. So I could roll to try to get this 2 damage pip would be good. Um, I think I don't think this should be too bad. I think we should just like kind of go ahead. Maybe I'll just roll to get like a slightly better thing. Like this has growth, but wow, that's actually pointless. It has growth, which every time you use it, it increases in value, which is great, but it's also single use for the entire game, which means the growth means nothing. Um, Also, taking a look at this one, this is, I get 1 mana and it has the cantrip keyword. So like as soon as I roll it, I actually get value from it. Like I will get 1 mana every time it's rolled. Then I can also use the mana like a normal ability, but in this case because it's single use, actually I think the first time it hits the cantrip, I wouldn't be able to use it. So normally this character is good. With this curse, it's kind of terrible. Whatever. Okay, so I'm happy with that. I'm gonna try to kill this wisp. Wisp also has something interesting. A lot of these characters have this um, some special HP pip. So in this case, if I get down to the 3rd HP pip, I get +1 mana. That's pretty interesting. I don't see that in a lot of games where you attack the monsters and you get some sort of benefit for attacking them, or even like getting them to a certain level of health. So that really is playing into like the order that you want to attack things. And then these guys, oh yeah, so there's a front row and back row. Um, that's about as complicated as the positioning really is. I think some things move front to back, um, like when they're damaged. There's a little bit of stuff going on like that, but and some of the spells target. Let's say like because everything has to be determined. How do I put this? There's dice, right? Like the dice are a random part of the game, but like as far as all the abilities, there's no randomness to the abilities. So some things like you have a spell or something, um, or an enemy spell, it will target like a certain position. Like it'll target the top hero or the middle hero or the bottom hero, and that didn't really make a lot of sense when I first saw it. But then when I thought about um, it has to be deterministic because there's an undo system, and you can't have an undo system that lets you redo things that are RNG because then what's the point? You're just re-rolling. So for instance, in this, like I can undo to my re-roll, like or go back and allocate what I'm going to lock in, but I can't actually undo the roll I did. The roll is the random part, and it wouldn't make any sense to combine that with an undo. So let's lock some of this stuff back in and kill the wisp. So I think this first floor is actually pretty easy. Seems like it so far. Nobody's really threatened where they're gonna die, and we should actually. Oh, we can't win first turn because of the expensive spells. But all we have to do is get. Well, Let's try a few different things. We just need to get 2 damage off. But we're not going to die this turn, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, it's fine, whatever. Just load up some mana. Oh, wait, maybe I miscalculated that. Yeah, this guy is dead. Okay. Alright, so I get an upgrade. Monk or vampire? Already told you, really like vampire. This heal with the pain is actually feels pretty good to me. I mean, 1 damage on this character for healing everybody else and giving them max HP. I really like the shield 1 repel. Basically, yeah, damages all attacking the target. So if a bunch of people are attacking one of my characters, I can get pretty good value out of it. That doesn't always happen though, and it's only 1 pip, so it's not even in this case, like there's 2 enemies, it's not gonna be that much value. This is very important. Shield with cleanse. Cleanse will reduce negative status effects such as poisoned, which are really that's the only way you can really get rid of it. You can continuously heal it to counteract the effect, but cleanse is really important. And there's a spell on here, heal 2. I think we've already seen that. So out of these 2, I guess I need to think about some of my things are single use and how important that is. I would say it's pretty good to have this cleanse. But see, the thing is, I get some more damage out of this attack, right? So one of the things I'm trying to focus on, and I'll take a look at my inventory, which will show everything. I'm looking at the total amount of like damage value I can get. Now, this is the game is very like finely tuned around this, and it's pretty easy to figure out actually that because everything's like low numbers and everything just starts at 1 damage, 2 damage, right? And then mana, that doesn't necessarily convert to damage, but like if you're playing the normal game, it almost does, like, because you can do bursts of 2 damage for 2 mana, so every mana is also worth 1. Just the fact that you can't use 1 mana alone, you need 2. But like if you amortize it, I guess, then it's worth that much. But also I have to think about, like, if I use an Azert, this is 3, but I'm only getting it for, half the turn. So it's almost worth like 1.5. But then having it on the first turn, is like better. It's like a better investment, right? So let's see. But in this case, because of the curse I have of expensive spells, one mana doesn't actually equal 1 damage anymore. It's more like 3 divided by 2, 1.5 damage, I guess. Is that right? Something like that. So no, not 1.5. That'd be more. I think it 2/3, yeah. So 2/3 instead of 1. So really, my overall point here is that just plain attack is the best value I can get. And I look at my characters and I think, okay, even if Brigand gets attack, and Dabble gets attack, and Squire gets attack, my Acolyte can't get any attack, and the best it can do is, for damage output, is mana, and we know, based on expensive spells, that these mana at best are worth 2/3. Okay, that looks a lot weaker than this. Like, these are worth 2/3 of a point, and this is worth 2 points of damage plus 2 of healing. I mean, that's great. And it's not on the left 2 sides that have the single use because of our other curse. So I mean, kind of feels like a no-brainer to me if I really want to focus on damage. Like, I'm hoping if I can get damage on everybody, you think about, like, how much maximum damage can I get? I can get 2 here, 3 here. Maybe I can use this for 2 here. And, I can get about 10 overall. Close to 10 on a good turn. So that's interesting, is that if you look at the balance of the game, Obviously, it's a game about dice, and things seem to be tuned around if you got all the best values, obviously the game would be easy, but you're not guaranteed that. And if you get all the worst values, the game's going to be really hard on you, but that's also not going to happen too often. um, well, that was an interesting animation. I don't know if I've seen that before. Oh, I guess that was the wand thing, like the single-use thing. But anyway, we do have this one. They don't have names again, which is a little weird. Could do. So I've got these two people are gonna die this turn. That's actually pretty concerning right now. I'm not sure what to do. I guess it's partially because, did I do start damaged? Yeah, 1 out of every 3 mats HP empty. So that's making it a little bit more challenging for me actually. So this heal would be great. This would save my squire. I can actually use it on myself. So we're gonna try to re-roll, get something other than this Etz, and hopefully we'll get that healing, that self-heal. Ooh, that's good. Well, I still want this other one, but it's always risky because I could land on this, but the healing would also save me. But let's see. Infuse is gonna probably be more than I can afford. If I got mana on both these ones, it would be fine, but I might not. So I'm gonna take a risk. Maybe. Wait a minute. Maybe I should. Maybe the safest play is actually to burst my vampire, right? Because I can do this, this hand thingy on my squire to save my squire, and I can burst my vampire, and then it doesn't matter what I got on these guys. But that, yeah, I might let's just hold that because knowing it works, maybe we'll get the 2 mana that we could use for infuse to heal everybody for 2. And since everybody's damaged to start with, that's not bad. So we didn't. No, again, oh, I miscalculated. Yeah, we already had 1, so that should be enough for the infuse if we want it. Let's see. We could also kill the crone has 6 HP, and we're gonna do. Yeah, we can do 7. So we could actually. We might be able to kill the. We could kill the boar or the crone. So let's see. I mean, one thing the crone has is this is 2 damage to the topmost enemy when removed, which the topmost enemy usually starts with pretty low HP, so that's a little scary. Or topmost ally. Let's see. One nice thing about this is because you can undo, you can kind of just play around with it. And then we get into this problem because the boar has determination, so this pip has to be removed by itself. So even though I have enough damage otherwise to kill it, I don't with that. But we should be able to kill the crone. And we're fine on that. Burst crone, and then save ourselves. Not bad. Probably I'm playing a lot slower just because I'm trying to explain it, but these few turns have seemed pretty easy. Alright, now we have to deal with this empty because we used the Assert ability before. We could shield. Shield would probably be good. I'm going to say anything on here would be enough to shield other than the attack, obviously. So I could re-roll everything else and hope for better stuff. I got the attack. These would be enough for a burst if I need it. Let's try re-rolling this and see if we get... Yeah, I just want enough to shield this guy. Okay, so we have enough for a burst, and we could do... Oh, there's also... This, well, this doesn't help us much. We can replace blank sides with +2 mana. But since it costs 3, we need at least 2, like, to make it worthwhile. That's before this turns into a blank, because we can't use this. Has the single use thing, and it turns into a blank, but we can't reuse it anyway. Okay, Dabble is not doing good. I do have a 5 HP heal, though, that Dabble has. So that sounds pretty solid. I can burst for 2. I'll try to re-roll and see if I can get that left side. That does 3 damage. There we go. Okay, this should be lethal. And we will burst. Awesome. So we get our first item, and items is when it really starts to get exciting. But the level 1 items are not that great. Don't know if I've actually seen this that much. So a lot of them let you swap things. At first, that doesn't really make any sense why that would be good, because by itself, swapping isn't going to do anything. Well, okay, actually, I take that back. It could interact potentially with our curses or blessings. So depending on what order this is done, like maybe swapping left and right would let us choose which thing is single use or not. But I'm not sure if this would... I think the curse takes place before this. So I'm not sure if that's going to help us. I could try it, though. I just can't undo. So this one's interesting. It gives us +3 to the top side, which is amazing. But it starts at Petrified. But we do have... Oh, I think we were looking at a cleanse before, but I didn't pick it. Yeah, that's what happened. Without cleanse, this is pretty worthless. Ballet shoes. If I could swap and not have a single use, that would be okay. It's not really that great, is it, though? It could help me later, right? Because there could be a bunch of things. It's kind of hard to explain without seeing what the items are, but there could be things that negatively affect one or the other side, and if I can swap it, I can get more control over that. And then we can always go with a random item, but random is very risky. So out of all these, if I could potentially... I don't think getting rid of my single use is that great. And the reason is that, like I said before, I want to kill things so fast that the chances of me even wanting to use something twice in a row is pretty low, because I'm probably not even going to roll it that many times. It would prevent, me getting Etzes on accident and stuff like that. And again, I still don't know if this is going to work the way I expect. It may just take effect after the single use. See, we have Wanded. I don't know. Actually, I'm just curious. It's worth trying just to see how it works, right? Okay, well, that answers that question. You can very clearly see the Wanded just changes sides. They swap. I was hoping that this Wanded would apply after, but in any case, that doesn't really even make any difference. We can just leave it on here. We can put ballet shoes on the vampire. That's an interesting image. Okay, so I think we saw this in the last video. Goblin will flee if they are the last person here. Rat's not too hard to kill. Null has the armor, which is a pain. And we have one character that is potentially going to die. Okay, so we would like to get this attack and heal. That's so much damage that even with the +2 shielding, the character would probably die. The healing would save this character, but I would like to get the attack there. kind of some hard decisions. I think I want to re-roll everything, even though I'm potentially throwing away some stuff that would save me. But I think chances are high I can get something better. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna stick with this, just because... Oh, actually, if I just kill the rat, it doesn't matter. So I know I can kill the rat and survive this, because the rat is doing 2 damage. In this case... Yeah, in this case, I will just look for damage. I'm just focused on damage. Okay, so we can do a burst, and we can kill, or I think our focus should be the null. So we can kill the null. In that case, we're looking pretty good. All we gotta do is do 2 more damage to this rat, because the goblin will flee. Okay, already done? Boom. Let's see, I think we should be getting a boss soon. Maybe this is the boss, the alpha. I don't know how you tell if it's a boss. Maybe it just has a lot of damage. I don't know if they're ever labeled as a boss. Maybe it's that they have the bigger sprite. I don't know. Okay. So this guy has cleave. That could be very helpful later when there's a bunch of, like, for instance, there's 1 HP illusion monsters that are pretty tough, just because there's so many of them. That could help us get rid of some of those. This is 2 damage range engage. Engage will do double damage on someone with full HP. So 4 damage is, as you can see, the best thing that we have so far. If we can get that off, that's going to be good. Armor is very good. The shielding is good. The this thing gives a shield 1, plus it gives +1 to a damage or shield side, so you can buff somebody else. So for instance, a good combo would be, actually, we had these 2 people, which we don't have, but if we did, we could buff the ranged cleave and get up to 6 damage out of that, which is a pretty good value, because it would hit 3 people for 2 each. I do like... Oh, this is tough. Okay, we know the mana is pretty worthless, and this up to 4 damage thing is pretty good, so we're gonna go with that, I think. I don't know. Also, having ranged is pretty good in general, because of, monsters like the spiky guys. Okay, we can start to see where things are gonna go wrong here, because the alpha is going to summon another wolf. That's bad. Let's see. We could do this pain thing, but it's not going to save this guy anyway. Maybe it's still worth doing just because we are so low. I don't know. Is that worth doing? Well, I think we should just try to get the damage out. I also want to see if I can get this engaged, but if I re-roll, I'm throwing away the 2 damage I already have. But it might be worth it to try to get 3. Ugh. This doesn't feel good. This feels like it could go wrong right here. Alright, I'm just going to re-roll everything. I'm really worried I'm going to get some X's. And I'm also worried that I'm not going to get anything that could save the initiate. But at the same time... Okay. Maybe I should stop here, because I really want this attack, but there's 3 sides that are not going to save the initiate. Hmm. Heal would give me potentially two health back. Hmm. Oh, this just doesn't feel good. I think I could be in a bind here. And the shielding isn't very valuable because I'm not being attacked. And I have an Etz here. Oh, ugh. I know I could save. I know I could save the initiate with a roll with these two and roll everything else. So let's just do that. You can play a little safe. Oh, okay, that's good. We did get some damage out of this, so we're going to be able to get 4. That feels pretty good. 3, and now we could burst down for 2, but, well, Initiate's still going to die. Now, sacrificing your characters can often be a good strategy, but in general, if you don't have to put too much into saving them, it's worth saving them because they're going to have more damage output on the next turn. Alright, so I'm not looking forward to the other wolf coming out, but I should be able to get the alpha down pretty quickly. Yeah, that also is bad. Whew. Now this initiate is up for dying again. I don't know. Still not sure about this. I'm looking for damage. I want that attack. Okay, this is good. Only problem is I got 3 Etzes and... Okay, I can let Initiate die if I need to. I need to get rid of the Alpha because the Alpha's going to summon again. So we need 2 damage. We need 2 mana. Can we even get 2 mana? Oh boy. Oh, we may be in trouble. Yeah, we may be in trouble here. Okay, a little bit of luck maybe, but we are able to kill this guy before he summons something else. Not going to be able to save the Initiate. Just going to have to cut our losses on there. You have to break some eggs when you're making an omelet, right? So... I think 2 wolves is not too bad. Let's see what we can do. Okay, now recalling that we have the single use on the left 2 sides, this is actually the only thing I can do here. Healing doesn't... yeah. I still would like damage, because I want to kill one of these guys as fast as possible. And nobody's, like, really that much in danger right now. Yeah, I'm just looking for damage. Not really getting it, which is a little concerning. But we're just going to make the best of it. Now, who can we heal? Healing this guy looks like the best value. Okay, now, this guy is dying because of this. So if we can get 2 more damage, which either we get the 3 damage Azert, or we get 1 damage and we have to combine a couple different things together. I don't know if I'm going to be able to save him, though, if we don't get that. So, for instance, we could just lock this into C. If I do this, then he's going to take too much damage. So... both these guys have A damage. No, he's lost it. So, do I try to re-roll for this? Or do I try to get the 3 damage? I mean, this seems pretty safe re-rolling because I only have one X. And this is an obvious choice here. Yeah. I mean, maybe this is just the best I can do. Is there anything I can do here? I don't think there's much I can do. I'll just stick with this, I guess. Okay, kind of not good. Yeah, so I have to choose, do I want this guy to die or this guy to die? I do need the damage though, so I think I'd prefer my squire to take the hit. Losing 2 people is not good, so things are going downhill really fast. Still, these wolves are not that bad because I'm about to kill one. Clearly, we'll go with that. That's our only option there. Maybe this is not... still gonna try to get something better. Yeah, I really like this attack and heal. Okay, well, that's fine. Alright, should have it next turn. Definitely, we're fine. Yep. Ooh. I'm still getting tutorial stuff. Even on... I guess it doesn't matter what difficulty you're on. So, yeah, that's cool. Now, I'm into the reanimated bosses starting to impact me, which is bad. But we have an upgrade, or, yeah, we have, what? Add Quinn to, what the hell? I guess when I unlocked it, even though I've been playing for a while, when I decided to unlock everything, I'm seeing a bunch of stuff I've never seen before. So I'm actually really excited. Quinn to the top and bottom. X5 of this has the same value as the 4 previously used dice this turn. That is ridiculous. That's ridiculous. I mean, that's ridiculous. In order to use that, I have to either get, let's say, most likely 4 1s or 4 2 pips. 4 1 pips or 4 2 pips. So what that would mean is, let's say I put it on my ranger. The reason I would want to do that is if I am able to get 5x on this, that's up to 15 damage. That's a lot of damage output overall value, right? I mean, well, also the shield would be good, but and this the vampire would be good. I could do 10, like if I could get 4 2s, but see, I don't even have 2s on this guy. And the problem is I only have one pip on this guy. And well, I guess I have enough 1 pips over here. I have plenty of 1 pips here, here, and here. The big problem is vampire. But that probably means if I do land this pain, I can almost guarantee that I get it. Okay, so that's pretty powerful. Or we could just go with 2. I kind of like this because it's hard to pull off, but if we do get it, we're going to, like, you know, we're really going to start moving with the power growth. And we have to, like, in order to win this. Like, we absolutely have to start going nuts with our combos and our synergies. So, gosh, that is it's so annoying because I think my chances of getting this are going to be bad, but I'm going to try for it. Cheater's sleeves. Oh, it's like a little spring, right? That's pretty cute. Like that, you know, you put in your sleeve to get the ace up your sleeve. Yeah, I mean, so I could put it on. Mana would be worthless. Shield, I don't care about. Attack, impossible here. And I mean, it'd be nice if I had 5 shield and 5 attack, but 5 cleave. 5 cleave is pretty good. So we're gonna give that a shot. Really would like to pull that off. For instance, if I could get that, I could take Crone down to 1 health. Quartz has an interesting ability. If I hit this exactly and no further, I can kill the Quartz without fully removing all the HP. That's awesome, and I could kill the bones instantly. So, yes, please. Like, yeah, if I can get this off once, I basically can take care of this level. All right, so we these ballet shoes are still pointless, and just looking at the state of things, we are missing health on a few people pretty badly. Oh, what happened? Oh, my cantrip went off. Oh yeah, I was describing that earlier. So I get one mana, which is good, but then I lose that side. So does that count towards my... I wonder if that counts towards my 4 rolls. I don't know. Now the question is, should I try to go for these ones, or should I try to roll good values? Because the chances of me getting the 1 are so low. God, this sucks. I think that's too risky for now. I mean, it would win me the level, but I think it's too risky. I'm just gonna at least do 1 roll trying to get better stuff. Maybe I'll still try to see if I can get this pain. But, oh, okay, this is good. Damage is always good, but is it gonna be enough? Let's see. We could... Trying to think. We can do 4 damage to the Quartz. And Bones has an ability that they will... These arrows means if they get killed, they'll do 1 damage. Then I could kill both these guys with just doing 8 damage. So this will do the 4 here. And then if I can get 4 more damage, I already have 2 of it. And I have 1 here. I'll try to re-roll and see if I get something better. I'm not going to get any better than that, so I'm just going to stick with that. Last re-roll, though, so we got to make it count. Okay. Okay. I think this was great. And, well, someone's going to die. I mean, maybe that's unfortunate, but let's see how this plays out. 4 on here. Attack this guy. Use focus. Okay, they're both dead. And then just Ranger is going to die. But the question is, winding back the clock, could we do it in a different way? So maybe we take out the Crone. So now Ranger is alive, but I don't really have much else going on, and 2 people are going to die now, which seems bad. So I think going back to the first plan, I don't think I can do better than that. Yeah. Don't think I can do better. So, sorry, Mr. Ranger. Okay, now Squire is in trouble. maybe we should try to be healing the squire, which we could do with this 5. Or we should just be trying to rush this guy down. Actually, wait, do we have enough? Sorry, I'm probably wasting time when this guy's just killable. Yeah, because I can get a burst off. I'll just kill him. Should be fine. Okay. Wow, this boss. Well, I don't know if it's a boss, but this enemy is actually really scary. There's a barrel, there's a snake, and there's our friendly bones. So I think I'm gonna take a break here. This has been 6 levels of Brutal on Slice and Dice. Very fun, but I think my curses are going to start coming back to bite me as we get more reanimated bosses and we eventually get into goblins. If I could just make it to like level 10, I'd be really happy. Actually, I made it to the final boss on Brutal one time. That's like my crowning achievement, but maybe I misplayed it. I don't know. So thanks, and I'll see you again, hopefully on a continuation of this Brutal run.